You're welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're still watching Daybreak on Trusted Television. And of course, we just said goodbye to, the contributors of Daybreak Interactive. And now it's time for us to look at the discussion segment, delve into the discussion for today. Like I said before the break, we'll be talking about the leadership tussle. The Emirate tussle, the conflicting court order. One is saying that you cannot vacate the other one to same high court, judges involved, and they have been summoned by the CJN. Now we're going to be looking. So the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Olukayode Ariwola, has summoned the Chief Judges of the Federal High Court and the Kano State over conflicting orders issued by courts in Kano on tussle. And now the Director of Information of National Judicial Council, Sojioye, confirmed the invitation to newsmen in Abuja on Wednesday. Also, the Nigerian Bar Association is demanding an investigation into the conflicting court orders on the Kano Emirate throne tussle between the reinstated Emir Muhammad Sanusi and Ado Bayero, who was deposed by the Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf last week. And on the day of Sanusi's reappointment, Justice Muhammad Liman of the Federal High Court, Kano, reinstated the Kano State government the Kano State government from implementing the new Emirate law. And in the aftermath of the removal of Bayero and the four emirs of Bichi, Rano, Gaya, and Karaye, four contrary rulings was handed down by three judges. Now, to look into the situation and help us make sense of the Emirate saga in Kano is a senior advocate of Nigeria. I call him Uncle Sam, but he is Sam Kargbo, SAN. Good morning. He's joining us via Zoom, though. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us, Uncle Sam.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right. So the Kano Emirate tussle, the CJN has summoned the judges involved in this suit, and a lot of people want to make sense of what is happening. Two conflicting court orders. How can we, the ordinary citizens who don't know so much about the law, make sense of all of this?
Well, let me start by saying what is happening in Kano is one reason why the law or the judicial system says warn against the courts involving in political matters. And political matters are very sensitive, and most times they defy reason. And moreover, political matters are left for political mediators to resolve, because politicians are who they are, politicians. They don't really follow the straight path of reason. But let me come back to what is happening here. Our own judicial system advocates for order and consistencies. And that is why they say, once you first have a court order, good or bad, the parties are supposed to obey that order. And an affected party is enjoying or has the right to go either to that court and ask for the order to be set aside or appeal against it. But where you have a situation, you have a suit already being instituted by a party or an aggrieved party or a party in a dispute, and the other party does not bother to join that suit but goes to another court to institute his own suit, that is bound to have what we are having here now. Because the two courts usually may not be speaking to themselves, and there is the possibility of them talking past themselves. And I think that is what is happening in Kano. You have one order here, then the other party making another order. Both parties not mutually what? in agreement. All of them are saying two different things. One is saying, don't do this against this other party, while the other one is saying, don't do this against the other parties. That by itself is bad for the judiciary and also bad for the public, because the public, like I said, would want to see order. But in the situation where we have what we are having over there, everybody is bound to be bothered. And I think what the CJN has done, if indeed he has called them to order or he has called to hear from them, I think being the head of the judiciary, he ought to do that.
All right. So,
and I think he's not the only one who has raised concern. Even the president of the NBA has also raised an alarm. The president of the NBA is actually the speaker or the mouthpiece of the NBA. He is. He has actually raised the concern of all legal practitioners. We shouldn't have that. And what is happening there, like I said, is a bad day for everybody.
Okay, so this is coming at a time where Nigeria is looking at our democratic journey since 1991. At least on the 29th, some people marked 25 years of undisrupted democracy in Nigeria. And of course, the judiciary is an integral part of that process. A lot of people have attributed the impact of the judiciary in our democratic process as manipulative. Do you agree with that school of thought? Where citizens, let's say the elite in the society, try to manipulate legal practitioners or try to make legal practitioner manipulate the law to suit their needs at a particular time. Do you agree with that school of thought?
Well, it's difficult for me because I'm an party. When you say we legal practitioners manipulate the law for the purpose of suiting the whims of our clients, that may be unkind, but you are entitled to your own opinion. I cannot by any reason say you shouldn't have that perception. But let me tell you what is happening here. Yeah, the judiciary has had its day and it has had its good days, it's had its bad days, but I've always had to say this, and I would say so over and over, of the three arms of government, the most developed and the one that I feel is nearer actually to the purpose of its own existence is the judiciary. But, you know, we are dealing with the human nature and we are dealing with human beings. Everybody you give money and power to has the power. Like I'm saying, I'm repeating it. If you give him money, you give him power and influence, he has the power to will his way. It's not just about Nigeria. It's about what money and power can do when both of them inhere in one person. You know, so the elites from time immemorial, and in particular in third world countries, ours, they always have the ability to have their way. You know, so perhaps that's why we think it's only the lawyers who are involved or who are facilitating this. No. Sometimes with the lawyer don't even know what they do. And most times it is the lawyers who actually get judgment that they disobey. It is the lawyers who go to court and try to prevent them from doing that which they want to do or do. You know, so when you say lawyers, you must always know that on both sides there are lawyers.
Okay, so let's come back to, Kano now. Now we have a conflicting court order. One is saying that
yes,
this person has to stay, and this one is saying that this one is here and he doesn't have to go anywhere. So what does this mean now? Does it mean that we have two kings in Kano? And how is this going to play out, relating it to what has happened before? Because I'm sure that there are two conflicting orders, and this is not the first time that we're seeing something like this. So what does this mean?
You see, this is not a legal thought here, but my thinking would be that at the end of the day, the politicians in Kano would have their day. What the courts would always do, and which is what I think they want to do there from both sides, but perhaps you are using the wrong procedure or going through the wrong routes, is to ensure that each parties adhere to what you call due process. Yes, the law always has given the power to the governor to appoint and remove a traditional ruler of whatever status. But there is a procedure that is established to prevent abuse, you know? And when you circumvent that, the law is always there, if I can use the word, to whip you to order, or more or less to take you back to what? The path of due process and strike down your own decision. So if the parties had actually been respectful of the judicial system, you have a judge, like I said, rightly or wrong, given an order. To me, the respectful way or the anticipated or perhaps the right way would have been for you to go to the same court and ask for that court to be set aside if you have your reason why you think that order was given wrongly. But once you ignore that court because you already think that the court is prejudicial to you and you've already made up your mind against it, you go to another court, you're going to whip up sentiment against that court and against the other party. And the judge before whom you are going to go with that matter is a human being who is going to what? Pander to your sentiment and give you the orders that would, like in this case, be in conflict with the earlier orders. So in essence, what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, yes, the judiciary would have been bruised, the public would have been left at all, but the politicians will always have their way. But here is my take here. Yes, you are a governor today and you are a party in government today. You use your powers and wrongfully remove a traditional ruler because you think that what? He is pandering to the other party. And you bring in somebody that you think that would not just what suit your own whims, but will also be what be used to spite the other person. What if you leave tomorrow? Once you leave tomorrow, the other party coming back is going to come back with what? The same powers and the same discretion, and is going to go back the same route and remove the traditional ruler and bring back another one. What have you done to that institution? You have what? Destroyed it entirely. And that's my worry about what is happening in Kano there. Sanusi was, Lamido Sanusi, the emir, was removed by a governor who felt he was not respectful to its authority. He said what? He was insubordinate. He said he removed him for insubordination. And that governor has left, even though today he's still very powerful, but the turf is in the hands of what? Another powerful governor who has what? The machinery of governance to will his way. What has he done? He went to the National State House of Assembly, and overnight he has what? Passed a law that what he thinks enables him to remove the appointee of the former governor and bring back what? The one that was removed. You know, so what am I saying here? Both of them are, to me, victims, not beneficiary in any case, because I do not see anyone benefiting from that, because the institution is suffering. The personnel who are coming into the institution may feel, oh, I am favored or disfavored, but no, it's the institution. whatever that institution stands for, its foundation is being eroded, and sometimes we say irreparably.
All right. Thank you very much, Uncle Sam, for your insight in this. I understand that the matter is still in court, and let's see what the CJN will make out of it. And maybe at the end of the day, this matter will be resolved amicably without both parties returning to court. But thank you so much, Uncle Sam, for your contributions and making a sense of it all for us this morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. And that brings us to the end of the conversation segment this morning. Do not go anywhere, because daybreak is not over yet. The newspaper review is next, where we'll be looking at the front pages of some selected national dailies, and the analysis comes through. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.